Jesus was asked, "What is the greatest teacher? What is the greatest commandment?" In which he answered, "Love God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind." Right, and then he also says, and the second is as equally important, which is love others as you love yourself. And so that is one of the things that I hold very dear in my life, and one of the things that has really pretty much influenced most of my decisions, or I try to follow that commandment in everything that I do.
Yeah.
There's many times I feel that you have to make an important decision in life.
Yeah.
And so whenever I do, I pray, and I talk to my family, and I talk to God about it. But I always keep that commandment. It's like, am I doing the right thing? If I'm loving others, or if I'm loving God, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah, am I doing this thing in love, or am I doing this in spite, or only for myself, or
Yes.
doing a selfless act?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do things, actually a lot of times, and this is something that I've been reflecting on, we're being very selfish, right? And we try to maybe say oh, I need to do this because of this. We try to make excuses,
Yeah.
But in reality, it's for your own needs or your own selfishness, and that's why this commandment is so important. That's why I think Jesus, revealed that to us.
Yeah, and also he was, just in general, he was very selfless.
Yes.
He was, I mean, of course he loved himself. He was the Son of God.
Yes.
So not only did he love God, and every time he had a problem, even though he could change it in an instant, he went to go to God first to show other people. Because if, just keep in mind that God was technically human and also God. So he showed his humanity in those moments where he was like, I'm going to show others, because I am the example, to show that I love God and I put him first before any of my decisions. And not only that, he shows I love people, especially in a lot of stories, like, for example, when he when people want to stone the adulterer, and he says, he basically says that nobody can stone her because everybody did other things. So he shows his immense love for her and love for every other person, and it just shows that we gotta love people no matter where they are, no matter how they are, no matter who they are. So
yeah, and even that story, like you said, it shows how much understanding he had of people, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very beautiful story, and it's one of many. Yeah,
exactly.
One of many where Jesus is just showing and leading by example on how to love others and how to be there for others, especially people in need. And still always loving God, always always to God, always.
Yeah, and even in the Bible, a lot of biblical scholars think that woman that was the adulterer turned out to be Mary Magdalene, which totally flipped her life after events, and she went from a prostitute to totally for Jesus, and eventually she was the first one to see Jesus out of the tomb. So it's really interesting where it's if you give somebody enough love, even where they are at that point of their life, they could flip on the dime and then they could change for God, and you're actually building the kingdom by loving people.
I think that was very beautifully said. That was perfect.